Hey guys and girls, my name is Alan and welcome to today's gameplay commentary. The footage you're about to watch is a TDM on the map Aquarium, and I'll be using the VMP. This is one of my earlier matches with the VMP. I've since completed the challenges for the CoD and that's why I was moving on to the VMP. This is around start of December time or mid-December, something like that. VMP is actually quite a good weapon, I really like the VMP. It's got a decent sized clip, good rate of fire, accuracy is pretty decent, it's got a bit of recoil obviously because of the rate of fire. Iron sights, I can use them but I'd much rather put an RDS on it. And as you can see, I completely failed at mid-range here because it's an SMG and not an AR. And I do hear someone in the water, and well, you'll see in a second how I deal with them. Today's video, I'm going to be talking about my thoughts and opinions on the footage that I saw for Infinite Warfare, the single-player campaign that was shown at the E3 earlier last week. Now, if you've come to this video from my trailer analysis video on Acorn Vision, then welcome. And if you have not seen my trailer analysis video for the Infinite Warfare single player campaign that I did on Acorn Vision, then links in the description if you want to check it out. As I said during that video, I want to try and keep things a little bit more professional on that channel, just so that when you go there, you know you're getting nothing but news and facts. Whereas on this channel, I have a bit more freedom to just voice my own personal thoughts and opinions, which I love doing, but I just feel it's better placed here than on that particular channel. So anyway, as I said, today's topic will be about the campaign footage for Infinite Warfare that was shown during E3, and my first impressions are it was quite good. I hate to say it. Well, I don't hate to say it. I mean, I'm not one of those people who hates CoD just for the sake of it. I'm obviously disappointed about the setting. I'm not really a space kind of person. I don't mind playing it, but it's not my go-to genre. If you offer me CoD 4 versus Advanced Warfare, I'll take CoD 4 anyway, even if it weren't for all the crappy stuff that was occurring in Advanced Warfare. I feel like Call of Duty should stick to that sort of realistic modern first-person shooter setting that they created so well, and then they've just sort of gone wayward with it, and I don't really understand why. Could be a change of the times. I guess people were complaining a little bit they wanted change. I think they took the change bit a little bit too literally though, and they went completely like fast forward 100 years or 50 years or whatever the hell it is. So that's a bit like, yeah, I don't know about that. But I think that annoys me most about what they've done is they've obviously, as I said, Call of Duty is well known for its realistic. Well, okay, maybe realistic is a bit of a stretch, but like set in an environment where you sort of can understand. Like, obviously, Modern Warfare was Modern Warfare, and then all the previous Call of Duties were like set in World Wars, which again, they were events that occurred. And I could have got a triple there if I waited a little bit longer, but I held off nicely though before rushing out with the HCXC to get a double. Anyway, what was I saying? So yeah, so it went from being like a, not a war sim, but like, it gave you a taste of possibly what it could be like to fight in these sort of environments, and then they just went to space and the future and with all these other stuff, and it's like I don't really get the direction they're heading in. And some people, I suppose, well, I'm leaning towards the younger generation are enjoying it more than the older generation, and that's maybe because that's all they've ever known. Maybe people have grown up playing these sort of genres. I get a 4-piece there with the bloody dart, which is crazy. I'm terrible using that thing, but I managed to get 4 single. Was it? Hang on, wait, 4 kills, 3 kills? Well, yeah, I landed a kill with every single rocket, which is it's pretty impressive for me. One of the few times where I actually shone with it. Yeah, so what's I saying? So Call of Duty, yeah, I feel like if Infinite Warfare and all these other futuristic space games, well, I don't know, I guess Black Ops 3 is as far in the future as I'd want to take it. I wouldn't want to go any further than that. There's no space fighting in Black Ops 3, but I think obviously with all the technology it's a progression, so robotics and stuff I can sort of deal with, but fighting in space and that sort of thing, I just think that's way too far in the future for my liking. And I think that's the thing that annoys me the most, is that if Infinite Warfare and Advanced Warfare and all those other titles had been released under a different franchise name, like instead of calling it Call of Duty, call it something else, a spin-off or whatever, then it might be easier for me to stomach, because then I know they're keeping the two franchises separately. But there's this mergence of between, you've got the Modern Warfare series and then you've got these other games, and they're still calling it Call of Duty, and it's not Call of Duty. Just because it's called Call of Duty, it isn't necessarily Call of Duty, and it doesn't play like Call of Duty. I mean, it's just different. Like space missions, you would never have thought that, right? In the first like In the first like 5 Call of Duty games, you would never have thought they'd have gone to space, even though some people did talk about it. So I think that's the thing that annoys me the most, just the fact that they're connecting the games via the same name, but they're clearly not the same game. I guess, you know, it looked kind of fun, look at single player footage. Yeah, obviously I want to see multiplayer. That's where, you know, that's the selling point for me. If the multiplayer is good, then I buy it. If the multiplayer is crap, then, I mean, I've said before that the single player is important to me. And yes, the single player campaign footage did look quite fun, and I can see myself playing it. But as I said just a little bit earlier, space isn't really my sort of thing. So if this hadn't been called Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, if it, let's just say it'd been called a different other franchise name, and then, you know, well, maybe let's just say it was called Infinite Warfare from the makers of Call of Duty, for example, I'd be interested in the game, but I don't think I'd get it because it's just not my sort of thing. So in that sort of respect, if the multiplayer is good, then I might consider getting it. But again, space isn't my sort of thing. So I think the thing that annoys me, as I said before, is that it's called Call of Duty, but it's not Call of Duty, but they're trying to market it as Call of Duty, and that's the thing that bugs me. But anyway, that's just, as I said, my personal thoughts and opinions. Video's come to an end now, so I guess I should wrap up this commentary as well. I mean, let me know in the comment section below what you feel about the single player campaign. Have you seen it yet? If you haven't, then check it out. Check out my trailer analysis, and then come back and let me know what you think. But yeah, it looks kind of fun. As I said, I can see myself playing it, but it's not the sort of game that I would usually buy. But because it's a Call of Duty title, obviously it's all about the multiplayer, well, for the time being anyway, so I'll have to wait and see later in the year what that's like. But plenty of the titles to come out this year, so I'm not particularly fussed if it's a bad game. I've got lots of other games to be looking forward to, so no, just have to wait and see if there's any point in getting Call of Duty this year, but I'm probably going to skip it. But I'll have to wait and see. As I said, it's hard to say until you've actually seen the footage yourself. That will do it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, consider tapping that like button for me. I really do appreciate it. And until next time, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, take care, and I will see you later.